Hi. Hello, everyone. Oh, happy Saturday. Hi to the people on the replay. I don't know how I got one like and no one's here, but uh, that's weird, right? How do you have one like and no one's here? Okay. I'm not going to be on live very long today. Hi, Andrea. I'm not going to be on very long. I have a pounding headache. I'm hoping you know, if you just like when you got a headache, if you sit for a minute and you do nothing, it just pounds and pounds. So I'm hoping if I get distracted, it'll go away. But I legit woke up with the bloody headache this morning and it's just gotten worse all day. Like, go away. I've done the whole Tiger Balm thing, ibuprofen thing, and I couldn't go back to sleep. The reason why I think I have a headache is because I had too much sleep last night. So it's like I can't get too much. If I sleep too long, my back hurts real bad and I get a headache. I can't find my live here. Um, where is it? Like, I can't even find it. I know I'm live, but I can't find it. So I can see the comments. How is everybody? This is weird. Why can't I see this? Come on now. My channel. Here we are. I got it. Okay. We here, girl. We here. Yeah, ibuprofen, and I have the like straight up ibuprofen too, 600 milligrams. So like not Advil, but it's actually ibuprofen. So I think I've taken like three of those today already, and it's like I can't take any more because I'm gonna throw up, right? But she's just pounding, and I'm just trying to get through the day, do the things I had to do. I made my Ipsy video. Um, that should be ready to be posting once I get off the live. And ugh, cut potatoes for dinner, which Ian's doing now. And just, flip man, I hate headaches. Ugh. And Tiger Balm on my head all day. So tomorrow I'll probably have like that burn mark from Tiger Balm. Hi, Lorinda. Excedrin. I should. I wonder if I got that. Do I have like a sample of that? Maybe. I might have it in my bathroom. Did we ever get a sample of that in the mail or something? So, what's new? What are you guys doing? What's up? How are you? What's going on? Have you guys noticed that some of our boxes have gotten here like really early this month? I can't believe I already have Ipsy, like that it was delivered on the 15th. Usually I don't get Ipsy until the 23rd. That was pretty fast. And Box, I got tracking for that one. Oh, for everyone who gets brown paper packages, what was it Miss Sandra said? Hi, Miss Sandra. I know you're probably making dinner. Hi, Ruth. Um, I'm going to go back and look at your message, Miss Sandra. She said she should be caught up by the end of this week because shipping delays and stuff and the stuff they put in their boxes. I know Tribe had the same problem. I think they wrote that they were delayed behind with what they were putting in the boxes because of shipping. So Miss Sanders said by the end of next week. When did I send that message? Yeah, so by the end of next week, for those of you getting brown paper packages, she's hoping to have the orders pushed out by then. So just be patient. Can't help, the way the mail is, right? What else is going on? My head is like a football. Oh, you can only get it in the States, but you can find it on Amazon and eBay. Expensive. I should look into that because Ian, it's weird. When he gets home from work, even if like say if when he went to bed at work, right, like 10:30ish, 11. And if he didn't have a call all night, so he gets to sleep all night, and then he wakes up about 5:30 in the morning to get ready and come home. If he doesn't come home and sleep and at least get a good like 3-4 hours sleep, he gets a pounding headache. By 2 o'clock, he's puking, he's in bed, and it's been happening now for the last couple of years. So we know like the day that he gets home from work, like not to plan anything. He's got to sleep. And sometimes it doesn't even matter if he gets sleep or not, he's still going to end up with that wicked headache. It's weird, right? So I'm going to have to look into that. Is there something that can help take it away? Because ibuprofen's not working, not for his headaches, and they don't seem to work for. I had one yesterday. I woke up. Was it the day before? I woke up with a headache and acid reflux. Oh, like I woke up that morning. I had a headache happening and acid reflux happening, but the headache wasn't. It was there and not kind of there. So the ibuprofen worked for the headache, right? So it wasn't like pounding like it is now. But I definitely should look into it. Is it Amazon.ca? Like Amazon Canada? Hi, Lana. How are you, love? Hi, Lynn. How are you? Just chilling, my love. I'm having a cup of tea. Yeah, you must take it with food. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I can't take another one. I can't take another ibuprofen because I've taken 3 today. And I'm waiting on my dinner. So I'm like, I can't take another one. It's just headaches just ruin your whole day, you know, especially. And I find that if I get a lot of sleep, and I know I've said this before, and I got like, I don't know, 9 or 10 hours of sleep last night, I guaranteed I'm waking up with a headache and a crazy backache. Happens all the time. And then I'm poor Ian. I'm yelling at Ian because he's like, oh, I'll just let her sleep in, right? So I slept in until 11 o'clock this morning, even though I didn't go to bed till 2. I slept in until 11. And then he comes in the bedroom and I wake him up, or he came in and I woke up and I looked at the time and I'm like yelling at him going, why did you let me sleep this late? You know I'm going to have a wicked backache. And then a headache happens every time. Hi, Miss Brittany. How are you? First time in forever. I know, love, you've been busy, darling. Life is busy, you know. I find especially with the summertime, you know, nice weather out and stuff like that, people are out about enjoying life, right? Usually in the wintertime, we might get more people on the lives on a Saturday, but come summer, like beautiful weather, even fall, if it's a beautiful night here, it's cold. It's like cold here in Toronto. It's cold and rainy, which is weird because it's cold. I got the windows open, and as you can tell, I'm sweating. It's always nice, you know, in the wintertime on a Saturday night, you're not doing nothing to go, you know, come on the live. But when it's summer and nice nights in the fall, I'm hoping people are outside enjoying a nice fire or something, you know? Oh, you moved back to Ontario from Alberta. Well, how you doing? Are you happy you made the move, Brittany? Kirkland's Robo. Okay, it's cheap and it works. That works for a headache, Andrea? The Robobax, or for my back? Oh, I went to my surgeon. So as you guys know, I have a really bad ingrown toenail, which I would never show you because it's just gross, right? On my big toe on my right foot. So I went to the surgeon yesterday. I had my appointment with the surgeon yesterday at the hospital. And he's like, well, we just take the toenail off. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, am I sleeping for that? And he's like, no, you're awake. We'll do it in my office. And I'll just take a needle and freeze your foot. And we'll cut off your toenail and hope it grows back. So I'm looking at this surgeon and I went, so let's say I don't let you take off my toenail. Am I going to die? Like, is something going to happen if my ingrown toenail gets even worse? Like, is my toe going to fall off? And he's like, no, it's basically if it's uncomfortable for you. Like, if you can live with it, then live with it. But if you can't, then I'll just take off your toenail. So I leave, and Ian's waiting for me outside. He's like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And I'm like, well, we're not doing anything. I'm just going to live with the toenail. Because I just can't imagine me sitting in a doctor's office letting him put a needle in my big toe, ripping off my nail while I'm awake. I can't do that. I can't mentally do that. Other people can probably go, that's nothing. It's easy peasy, blah, blah, blah. I just, not a chance in the world. It ain't for me. You're not doing it. You're not touching my toe until I can no longer walk or live with this really bad toenail. Nope, not doing it. Not a chance. I just can't. So Ian's like, oh my God, you're a wimp. And I'm like, no, no. He goes, well, you don't have to look at them doing it. I'm like, just a thought that that's what they're doing to my toe? No. So I'll live with my ingrown toenail. And it's bad. It's really bad. But I'll live with it, you know. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to. You bought a house and you're doing renovations? Oh, that's awesome. And you're a drive away from friends and family. Oh, that's good, Brittany. Good for you, love. Hi, Cosmic. Lorinda, thank you. Yes, Brittany, yeah, I know, right? Cringing. And Miss Andre is like, oh, it's pretty cool. No, I don't have the guts for that. Ruth, your husband had his nail removed and they said it wouldn't grow back, but it came back all funky. Right? No, I'm not looking anything like that up. Okay, let me tell you, my stomach is so weak for certain things. You know the pimple popper, or if somebody's got something in their body and they like squeeze it out or pull it out and there's videos like that, I can't watch that stuff. I can't. I cannot watch it. If I see a kid that's not my kid, that's got boogers, I get stomach sick. If somebody toots, I get stomach sick. Like, unless it's my family, you know? But, yeah, my stomach is weak for that stuff. I cannot. I'm a wuss. Cosmic, you would have no part of anyone sticking a pin under your toenail, right? I'm like, I'm good. I'll live with my ingrown toenail. You know, just don't look at my feet so you won't have to see it. No, I definitely don't want to look that up, Andrea. Oh my God, I have such a weak stomach. It grew back hard and thick. Yeah, my nephew's friend, Sanal, he's been like a part of our family since the kids, my God, Johnny and Brandon were probably 7 or 8. When we went away once, when we lived in Coburg, he stayed up there with Jonathan to keep him company. And he was telling me how he dropped a pack of frozen pork chops on his toe. And his nail fell off. The whole nail fell off of his big toe. And he said it grew back. And I'm like, I just can't. You want to see stuff like that? Ooh, no. So I know some people are good with it. Like, Ian's seen some crazy stuff at work, you know? Like, he's walked into places where somebody's been dead for 6 months and just the smell. He said, you always know the smell of death. It's a certain smell. And he's like, you can't get it out of your brain when you smelled it the first time. So they walk in somewhere and they smell that even before they've reached the door. They know there's a dead body somewhere. And some of the other things that he's seen, I just can't imagine, like walking into a house that's like a hoarder house, but it's a really bad infested hoarder house. No, I can't handle things like that. Janet, stuff like that don't bother you? You and Andrea are you're made for each other. Because that doesn't bother Andrea either. Oh, I can't. My stomach is too weak. I can't. You couldn't, yeah. Your toes are curling. Ew, I know, right? I would like talk about something. You're on my side? Okay, Cosmic. It's crazy, right? That, you know, different people can handle different certain things. You know what I mean? You get squeamish for a lot of that too, right? A hoarder house might bug you. Yeah. Yeah. I know. He told me that, we live in a bubble, I think. If you don't work in like certain services and stuff like that, you really live in a bubble because he's like, there's some things that he's seen that would blow my mind. Like, he's often said that there's things that he's seen that he would never tell me that he's seen because I probably couldn't comprehend it in my head, you know? And you would have nightmares. So I don't know. People who, work at different things that I think we all live in a bubble sometimes. You just expect people to live maybe the way you do. Asked if I seen the Glossybox spoilers for October. I believe I did, Lana. And I think I signed up for the box. I know I signed up for the box. Because they had this really great deal. 3 months for $25. They had last week, Glossybox did. And I had enough credit in my account that I got it for free. And I was like, woohoo, because I knew I was waiting for like a 25% off before I re-signed up. And they sent an email. 3 months of boxes for $25. So I'm like, okay, great, I'll sign up. And when I did, I was like, wow, I had enough credit to get it all for free. I think I did see the spoilers. I don't remember. Ruth, you like watching that stuff? Watched a video once of a horse with a giant abscess. Oh, see, I can't watch that. Oh, I cannot watch that. Andrea's all for it. I know that was a good deal, right? Oh my goodness. Ruth and Andrea and Janet. You kids are crazy. I couldn't even imagine it. Oh, I get sick. Or like if I see, I remember one time Veronica had posted this video of something about Australia, and I watched the video, and it was like creatures or animals in Australia that are dangerous, right? And I watched this video, and it showed a bunch of spiders. I think it was scorpions, or I don't know. Anyways, it just showed a bunch of spiders. I had nightmare that night that I will never forget. I still remember the nightmare that I had. And it was because I watched that video. Spiders and rodents. Yeah, snakes. No, can't do any of that stuff. What scares you, Andrea? You're so happy they did that for the poor horse. Oh, I would imagine the horse was very happy. How other people live, how we just, because it's true, I think we live in our little bubble, and like living in an apartment building, sometimes I wonder how this person decorated their apartment. It looks, is exactly like mine, but I wonder how they've decorated it, or sometimes when you're driving down the street and I see a certain house, I always wonder, what does that look like inside? Is anybody else ever nosy like that I just want to see what it looks like inside? Rodents, spiders, rats, yeah, can't do it. Yeah, snakes, nope, not for me. Winter. I think he's outside my door and I got it shut. Yes, thank you, Lorinda. I seen you post. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you, love. You are Lorinda. Definitely think about, yeah, you like to do the same. Think about houses, old century homes. Love to see the inside of them. I know, right? Where I lived in Coburg, there are, I don't know, it's like 4 or 5 houses still there. One of them was on the top of my street, and the other one was across the top of my street that were there from like the 1800s. And honest to goodness, the one on top of my, actually there was 2. There was one on top of my street that was boarded up. It's been vacant for many years. Big, huge, almost like a Gone with the Wind kind of house. Kind of, but not quite like that. It was a different style, but it was like an 1800s house or a 1700s house. And the one on my street, it was a house now, but it was the stables for the house that's on the top of my street. So the one that was on the top of my street is vacant, right? It used to be, I think it used to be a hospital at one point, and it was something else at one point. And as far as I know, it's still there, but it's vacant, and it's been vacant for years. And then on my street, there was another house, but it's a couple of apartments. And what it used to be was, and this is true, the slave quarters. So across the lake, because I lived on Brook Road, right? And there was a brook that went down my road, and at the end of my road was Lake Ontario. And across the lake, the rich Americans would come over to Coburg in the summertime, and they had their summer houses in Coburg. And I swear to God, from what I've heard, anyways, when I lived in that town, the house that was at my street that used to be is an apartment now. There's a couple of apartments in it. I was told that that was the slave quarters to the big house that's vacant now on top of my street. And then there was another house directly across my street that when I was there, it was a boys' reform home, but it was beautiful, this huge, beautiful, like wraparound deck, like huge, kind of like Gone with the Wind home. And there's another house like that that was down my street, and we called it the vampire house because we never seen lights on, like we never seen anyone home in the day, and you had to go across a little bridge to get on their property. Big, beautiful home. So there was quite a few houses in Coburg that's been there since the 1800s that were owned by Americans. It was their summer house. There was actually a movie with Adam Sandler, I think, that was filmed there. It was a stupid movie, but that was filmed in Coburg. But it's a very picturesque, it's like a gorgeous, picturesque town. And I think if you were born and raised and lived there for years and you had, 5 generations in the graveyard of family, you'd probably love the town, right? It just wasn't for me. We lived there for 5 years and I couldn't wait to get out of it. I'm not a small town girl. Thought I would be. Came from a small town. Thought I would love it. We were on this beautiful street. Huge front yard. Huge front backyard. The brook ran down it. Like the lake was at the end of our street. We had our own little entrance. We would go swim. Gorgeous. Wasn't for me. Couldn't wait to get out of it. Oh my God. I gained 50 pounds while I was there. Had the worst depression. I'm not a small town girl. I'm a city girl. I will never leave the city again. I swear to God. I will never leave it. I'll have a cottage, but I'll never leave the city again. But if you ever get, and there's a beautiful beach in Coburg, it's a sandy beach like you would find in Florida. It's past Whitby, so you drive back that way. Yeah, bad memories. I can't even drive past Scarborough and I get stomach sick with the thought of life there when I live. Like I just get anxious and stomach sick. Is not something I like to think about. But that was my experience. But if you want to go somewhere for a visit in the summertime, and like I said, it's a beautiful town. Christmas, they do up the park, gorgeous. And you want to go, to a beach in the summertime, it's gorgeous, beautiful little town. But yeah, I'm not a small town girl, not anymore. So I would say it's probably about 20 minutes past Whitby. Oshawa, it's that way. Century homes and like to see what's inside. You grew up in a Victorian oil town in southern Ontario, full of century homes. Oh, I just love it. If you go up north and you see all of the big homes and stuff, and and even churches. I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I see an old church, I always like to look up and see the year it was made, because usually at the top they always have like the year that it was made there. Love to see, how old the church is. I also like to visit graveyards. We used to do this in Coburg. Ian would, indulge me. Go to really old graveyards and try to find like the oldest gravestone that was there, and just think, who that person was. And it would be interesting because you would see like the gravestone, and it could be like 1740 or 18. No, it wasn't 18. It was 1700s. But it would say the name, and it would say came from Cork, Ireland. So you knew, wow, they were like the first people to be in this town, you know? Small towns in close proximity to cities. Janet, you love the country. You were born and grew up in the city. You moved there when you were 55 and can't imagine living any place now. I know, it's crazy, right? Everybody is different. There's actually a lot to do there. A nice surprise for you. Lorinda, you just saying you feed the deer. Yeah. Cosmic, you love cemeteries. Goes well with your love for genealogy, right? Oh, Janet, you like to go to cemeteries too? I always found that interesting. One of the things I would have loved to have been able to do, I mean, I still got lots of time in life, but I would have loved been able to find, like, for Ian's side, the family, the first Mcgee that came here from Ireland, and then, you know, the woman, whoever she was, who married his great 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 whatever grandfather, and find the very first one that came here. You know, it's hard in Newfoundland though. I tried so hard to go back and find my ancestors, but it was tough to do in Newfoundland. It's probably more there now. I mean, that was what, 10 years ago when I looked, right? 12 years ago. I think Savannah was only 2. Janet feeds the deer. Cemetery on Springbank in London is a great place to see and feed the deer. Oh, Lorinda and Brittany are going to the same place. Oh no, wait, that's where I go, Brittany? I'm confused. You both go to the same cemetery to feed the deer? That's pretty cool, Cosmic. I know it's hard to do it in Newfoundland because not a lot of records were kept. I mean, they were kept, but then church was burnt down, and I don't think there were very many literate people back then. But I did trace my dad's side. Brittany used to live across the street from there. I guess Brittany and Lorinda know of the same place. That's what I'm assuming. Where did you say you moved to, Brittany? You moved from... So where do you live now, Brittany? Are you in London? That's pretty cool because I know Andrea is in Windsor, Ontario, right? Is Windsor and London, is that close by? Thank you, Nathan. I hope you're going to be nice. Welcome to the chat. Right? Strange talking about pretty much nothing. And that's pretty much what we talk about, you know. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Oh, an hour and a half away? Okay. Your sister lives in Windsor. Oh, okay. You know, I've never been there. Never been up that way at all. I think the farthest I've been is like cottage country past Barrie. I swear to God, I think that's the farthest I've been in Ontario, or a few towns past Coburg, like Peterborough. I probably said that wrong. Is it Peterborough or Peterborough? That's how you say it, right? But other than that, I haven't seen any of Ontario. Like, I've never been to Ottawa. Even, like, I would love to see Quebec City, Montreal. Never been. Would love to see it. I'd love to see Alberta. Love to see BC. Like, all the provinces in Canada. I swear, I've only ever been to Ontario and Newfoundland and stayed in Nova Scotia for a week once. Hi, Miss Michelle. I know. Ontario's got so much. You've been all over? Good for you. Um, I would love to find out, like, where the first of your family are, like, where they're buried, trace back your roots and find out where the first is, what little town they came from. Because, I mean, maybe, like, Ian's grandfather, um, they were in Toronto, but the first that came here from Ireland was not in Toronto. They were in a small town somewhere that I never heard of before. I know his mother told me, or his father told me, that he thought that the first was from this town, in some small town somewhere in Ontario. Love to find it. Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool. Quebec is on the other side. Good for you, Cosmic. Oh my God, talking about music. Who was on the radio today? Oh my God, Bangles. We were driving, went to the dollar store with Madison. This new dollar store opened up. So we went there with Madison. And a Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles came on the radio. And Madison was like, oh, who sings that song? And I'm like, oh, it's the Bangles, right? Oh, that's a really nice indie song. And I'm like, indie, Maddie? That song came out in the 80s. No, that's a new song. And I'm like, no, that's not a new song, baby girl. That song came out in 1986, honey. She's like, you guys had some really good music. And I'm like, yeah, I know, we did. I swear to God, compared to like the music of today, we really did have the best music in the 80s. I think we did anyways. Um, oh, but speaking of, though I must say, Adele came out with a new song. Did anyone hear it? Adele's got a voice, I'm telling you, just, it's her. Like when you hear Freddie from Queen, right? You hear a Queen song on the radio and it's Freddie. Or like Rod Stewart. As soon as you hear the first couple of notes, it's Rod. Bryan Adams is like that as well. Like, you just know their voice. Adele has a voice like that. It's Adele, right? I wonder, can you think of anybody else that you don't even need, like, you don't need to look, even if you've never heard the song, the moment you hear their voice, you know who it is. Like Bowie, exactly. Like, I don't think that there's many singers that came out today, like the young ones, that when you turn on the radio, it's that person. You know what I mean? But I know, like, Rod Stewart, Freddie Mercury from Queen had that kind of a voice. Cher, exactly, Ruth. Cher is very recognizable. Bryan Adams has a voice that it's him. Celine, it's her. But like music that came out today, I couldn't tell the difference half the time between, Drake or Justin Bieber. You know what I mean? It's on your list to look it up, Brittany. One here that just found out she had, yes, she did. She's got a new song out. I posted it on my Facebook page, but you can just go on YouTube as well and just go Adele new song. I forget what it's called. That's pretty cool. Barry Manilow. How do we remember every word to every song from the 80s? I know, isn't that crazy? When we went to Ian's cousin's house for the weekend, the one who lives in the cottage, like cottage country, that's his house. When we went there driving up, and it was a long drive, it was like 2.5 hours, which is probably nothing to some people, but we had on, the 80s channel, whatever it is, I can't remember. The one with the rocks, the hits. Anyway, I swear to God, every song that came on that radio, Ian and I were like belting out every word, and the kids were like, oh my God, do you guys know every song? And I'm like, we grew up with this. And it's funny is because you haven't heard these songs in 20 years or more, and if you grew up with them in the 80s, it's longer, right? But you still remember every word, and you're just belting it out word for word. Isn't that crazy? Go easy on you, Nathan. There's too many who can't sing using auto-tune. That's so true, and pretend they can. Can't remember stuff you did yesterday, but you know every old song. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Oh, Ruth wants to know if you have any good recipes, Nathan. I don't know if I've done a recipe lately. Oh, I'm doing a baked spinach dip tomorrow for football. And we got I think it's a pork loin we got. I might look up and see if there's a good recipe for that. But I did order some Cajun spice. Well, Louisiana, I have Cajun. I ordered some Louisiana spice from, oh, is it? Okay. From Amazon because I ran out of the bottle that I had. So I ordered a new brand of Louisiana. So I'm hoping if it's here in time tomorrow, I might throw that on the pork loin. But I'm going to try a new spinach dip recipe for tomorrow. The name of Adele's new song. Oh, yes, that's right, Nathan. That's what it's called. Adele's new song is Go Easy on Me. I can't wait to hear her whole record. You know it's going to be a banger, right? Everyone's saying hi, Miss Madison. You'll definitely play it? Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice. And I honestly, I don't think, like, since probably the 2000s came in, I don't think you can, on two hands, can you count 10 really good singers that's going to last throughout time. Like actual singers, not auto-tune, you know, but people who can like just strum a guitar and sing. You know what I mean? There's not many. I mean, I know we had it in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, people who can just sing without the guitar, without the piano, and they had an amazing voice, right? But I don't know, since the 2000s, I don't think we've had that many. Everything is different now, too. Music is just different. Oh, it's just Easy on Me? Okay, that's what it's called? Taylor Swift. I mean, she's really good. She writes and sings her own songs. And that's really hard to do. You have it on now, Janet?
Bye, Mom.
Bye, baby. I cannot wait for her new... I can't wait to hear the whole album. Jewel... but she dropped off the radar. She had a unique voice as well. I seen something the other day with Jewel. She went, there was like this karaoke bar, and they like redesigned her face or whatever. She went there singing under a false name and looked different. And then she started singing one of her songs, and the people in the crowd were like, "Oh my God, that sounds just like her. That sounds just like her." And then she kind of laughed and did whatever and said, "Hey, it's Jewel." That was pretty cool. It's good, yes. Bye, Miss Lorinda. Have a good night, love. Oh, what was I going to say? I have a question. So I'm making a spinach dip tomorrow, one that you put in the oven, right? So I bought frozen spinach. Can somebody tell me, what do you do with that frozen spinach? Like, I thaw it out and then I press out the water. I've never worked with frozen spinach before, so I don't know exactly what am I supposed to do with that. I have no idea. It's chopped frozen spinach for this dip. Bonnie Tyler. Oh, loved her. Loved her growing up. You know, my favorite, though, I think my favorite hard rocker, there was two, actually. Pat Benatar, absolutely loved her music. And Melissa Etheridge. Don't hear anything from Melissa Etheridge anymore. It's like she dropped off the face of the earth. I loved her songs. Loved her music. And I was a big Rod Stewart fan as well in, you know, the 80s and the 90s. I thought he had some cute songs. Not so much of his songs like in the 70s, but the late 80s and the early 90s, I like Rod Stewart. Sheryl Crow. Yeah, I wasn't, I like some of her songs, but she wasn't someone that I went and bought her cassette tape or her CD. Joan Jett is your lifelong icon. Yeah, she was, who was the first one in the all-girl rock band? Was that Heart? Who had the first all-girl rock band? There was another one too. Oh my God, what's her name? Not Joan Jett. Leah? You know that song? I went to a party last Saturday night. I got in a fight. Uh-huh. It ain't no big thing. Who sings that? I can't remember. But you know what I like. Uh-oh, I'm probably going to get demonetized because I sang the song. No. Thaw and drain the liquid moisture, then with paper towels. Okay. Okay, so I'll just take the frozen spinach, put it in a bowl tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up and like drain what's in the bowl, and then I open it and like what, put it between two paper towels and get the liquid out that way. Hi, Nicoletti. So yeah, I'm doing this spinach dip tomorrow. It's gonna have bacon, so it's gonna have cream cheese, mayo. I think is in the recipe. Green onion, frozen spinach, bacon, and cheese. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. You can sing for 5 seconds, okay? Andre, you know more than I do. Joni Mitchell, yeah. Oh, um, oh my God, Bobby McGee. Oh, I love what's her name? Bobby McGee. Oh, it's right here. Lita Ford. That was her name for that song. Oh my God, it's right here on my brain. Guys, you know who sings Bobby McGee? Right on my brain. Janis Joplin. Another one. Loved her music. The Runaways were the first successful all-girl band. They did Cherry Bomb. Oh, okay. They didn't get as famous, though, as, like, Pat Benatar and stuff, right? Because I couldn't have told you who the Runaways were. Yeah, Lita Ford. That was her name, Nathan. She also didn't she do a love song with one of the rock bands as well in the 80s? God. Oh, it was a beautiful song, too. What was that song called? Your nephew Max loves spinach dip. Is his go-to order at Swiss Chalet. Swiss Chalet's got a spinach dip? I've never had it. I never knew they did. I used to love their garlic bread, their cheesy, garlicky, yummy bread. But on my Swiss Chalet, it's not offered for delivery. You have to go into the actual restaurant to get it. But I love their garlic bread. Everyone is good, Nicoletti. We're talking about music. Tracy Chapman. Yes, Mr. Orange. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Another person, beautiful voice. You know who it is when you hear it. She's got that very distinct voice. She sings a song, one of my favorites. Oh my God, what is it called? If I come to you, do 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 do. Do, 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 a place for me in your heart. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's that song called? Remembering your warm embrace of my way back to... Oh, If You Wait For Me or something like that. Tracy Chapman. Love that song. But she does have Fast Car, yes. Is it, you play Wait For Me? Oh, what is it called? I'll find. Oh, yes, it's up. Yes, thanks, Andrea. It's up. I kind of hummed it, though. Are you allowed to hum it? They've had it for years. I didn't know that, Ruth. I'm going to have to check that out. It's been so long since I went to Swiss Chalet, and usually we just, order it for takeout, right? Although I know, like, the coupons, you guys get the Swiss Chalet coupons, it's so much better just to go pick it up because it's so much cheaper than delivery. Yes, Give Me Some Reason to Stay Here. That's Tracy Chapman. What is her... There's one song that she sings that I love. I gotta look for it. I gotta look here for your messages because I'm off here. What is that song? Tracy Chapman. Oh, Adele. Yes. She's got a new song. We were talking about that a minute ago, Nicoletti. And it's called Easy on Me. Sting, Freddie Mercury. Oh, The Promise. That's what it's called. If you... Yes. You guys heard that song, The Promise? I love that song. Love that one from Tracy Chapman. Playing Name That Tune. I know, right? Nina Simone, beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. We were in the, like I said, we were in the car today, and I was talking to Bangles, but Marvin Gaye came on. And, you know, let's get it on. So I'm telling Madison, I turn it up, and I'm like, now, Maddie, you don't know who this is, but, you know, you got to listen to some of this music, right? And I was saying today, like, they just don't make music like they used to, you know? We're so lucky. I think we were, in a sense, we're lucky that we were raised in a time that had such great music. I mean, but then, you know, it wasn't a great time for other things, you know what I mean? But we did have great music, and I think we had great music movies too, because honestly, there hasn't been that many great movies come out, I don't think, since like the 2000s. All of our favorites don't seem to come out with many movies anymore, and then, you know, the newer actors coming out, I just don't think they're as good as what we had it, you know? You'd love to go to a concert. We'll give it a listen. Oh, The Promise. It's a beautiful song. Marvin went smooth, right? Reverend L. Green, uh, Mend a Broken Heart. That was when I was in my 20s. My friends knew if they heard me listening to this song, I was in a bad place. Somebody broke my heart, or some crush didn't like me or something, but that was my sad place song. Oh, there's just been some amazing music come out. I mean, we can go right back to like the 20s and the 30s, you know, and the 40s. There's been some amazing music. Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, beautiful music. I'm thinking we all need one a concert. Yes. I could really enjoy an overpriced drink at a concert right now. All actors are looking mighty old these days. I know, right? Our actors from the 80s, yep. I seen, oh my God, who was it in a movie the other day? It wasn't Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Oh yeah, they're well up there. Um, who was the other one? Anthony Hopkins is another one. You feel like you need some air supply in Manilow tonight? The Bee Gees wrote that song. Oh, the Bee Gees wrote The Promise, Mr. Orange. I didn't know that. Robert Johnson. Okay. Oh, what was I going to say? Happy to see that some concerts you need a report to get in. Barry White and a glass of wine, said Ruth. Love disco, said Michelle. We had the best music. I heard Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and it was one of those um, mixed, what do you call that? When they take a song from yesteryear and they put a lot of beat into it now, like a remake. I heard that today when we were getting groceries and we're putting the groceries in the car. There was something set up anyways in the parking lot, and they played Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and I'm like, whoa, it's Whitney. But then the music that came after her singing, and I'm like, what did they do with the song? They remade it. Yeah, remix. Oh, they wrote how you can mend a broken heart. I didn't know that, Mr. Orange. You know, back then, there was a lot of singers who would actually write songs and other singers would sing it. That happened a lot. I know it happened now too, but I think we had some of the best songwriters too, you know, back then. I mean, the songs now, I mean, are they really songs though? Really? When you turn on the radio and the music of today is all about your booty and shaking that thing, and, you know, that's not music, you know? You've had some good times at Barry White? When they split up, one of them wrote it. Okay, it was Barry Gibb. Oh, interesting. Duran Duran. Yeah, I wasn't into Duran Duran, In Excess. God, there's another one too that Ian liked. I wasn't into that. Um, I mean, I know their songs and stuff, right? But yeah, not a group that I would have bought their CD. There's another one, Duran Duran, In Excess, and another one that Ian liked. Oh, Depache Mode. I couldn't even tell you what. I probably know what songs they sang, but I couldn't tell you because they just weren't bands that I got into. Good times, Andrea. Michelle said her too. ABBA, great, great set of music. Loved ABBA. You know what's funny is that I remember when I was 19 and 20, a couple of ABBA, their songs, the first time I heard them was at a bar, and everybody would get up and dance to it. And it's crazy because those songs came out in the 80s or in the 70s, right? And it was like the 90s, and first time I was hearing some of ABBA songs. So like, there's some music that's just it's like limitless, you know, like even our kids today know these songs, you know, and they were out 30 years ago. Like, for instance, Eye of the Tiger. You know, as soon as that you turn that up and you hear that dun 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 dun, everybody knows it's Eye of the Tiger. Even like my kids who are 14 and 11, they know that song. Classics. We had the classic musics. There's still good music out there, but it's harder to find amongst the manufactured music. Yes, that's true. And those, I think, are the ones that you'll see stick around for a while. The Clash. I never heard The Clash, Michelle. I don't know who they are. Luther Vandross. Oh, yeah. God love him. Otis Redding. Oh, yes. Love Otis. Auto-tune sounds like someone singing in a tin can. You were into the Carpenters and ABBA. You just associated Eye of the Tiger with Supernatural now. You can't picture not. See, for me, Eye of the Tiger is Rocky. Led Zeppelin. I was never into, one of Ian's friends hates this, the 70s, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, oh my God, there's so many I know great bands that came out. Even the Beatles, just I wasn't into their music. But I know one of Ian's friends loves Led Zeppelin, loves them, and just gets so upset with me when I'm like, it's not, music moves everybody, right? And everybody has a different taste in music. Like what I might like, what moves me, might not move you, you know? But the good thing about music is that it moves everybody. I don't think there's a genre of music out there that there can't be one person out there who just says, "Oh, music does nothing to me." I mean, you got to be an empty, soulless person if you've never been moved by a song, you know? And it's just like universal. Music is like a smile. It's universal. Everybody smiles, and everyone loves music, right? Your kids know every word to Eye of the Tiger. Radiohead is your favorite band of all time. Yeah, I think Cosmic, if you were born in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, you would have to have a diverse in music because we've seen so much of it, you know? I think some kids today, like, they kind of just stay with one sort of music and that's it. But I think for most of us around our age, I mean, like country, there's so many country artists and songs that I grew up with that I love, you know? I think a lot of people our age are diverse with music. Barry White has indirectly conceived a lot of children, Bruce said. Hi, Jen. How are you? And your hubby there. Hi, hubby. How are you? Robert Page and Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin. Is that the name, Robert Page and Robert Plant? Is it both Roberts? We're masterful plagiarists. I don't know if I said that right. Hi, Gloria. Gloria, is this the first time on my page? And I know Mr. Orange and Nathan, if you don't mind, can you write like just a couple of sentences? Let us know where you're from. What do you do? Never really into Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, but the hubby loves them. Yeah. Even he knows me, Jen says. Hi, Stephanie. You listen to everything from 50s music to K-pop and Bhangra. That's cool. Music is universal, right? You know? It's like a smile. It's universal. The language of the world. Music is life. We dance. We love to dance. Now, are there even dances? I don't know. I was saying today I would like to go for a dance, but then I think my body is so buckled, I probably couldn't even dance anymore. Oh, we had good times though. I don't know if the kids today will ever know what it's like to go out when, you're early 20s or 18 and know what that was like. Is it the same now, to go to a hotel club or bar and have a dance? Or if concerts are the same anymore? Styx was your favorite 70s band, you think? There were so many. Like we had so much good music and it just lives on, right? It lives on. We had so many different genres of music. Like we have the rock, we have the pop, we had R&B, we had soul, and it just lives on. And I think today a lot of kids, if they do discover any of our music or music that was from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, are going to try to remake it. I mean, you'll never get another Aretha Franklin, or Ella Fitzgerald, Louis, or Louis Armstrong. Love Louis. Like, you'll never get that talent and that voice, you, you just can't, it's just not. When people sang, they sang from their heart and they sang with soul and pain, and a lot of people could relate to the songs. Miss Jaja, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hi, Miss Jaja. You're from Essex, England. You work in utilities. You should be in bed, but you can't sleep. It is late over in England right now. It's 9. It's around 1 o'clock in the morning there. You started taking your nephews roller skating. Ah, that's pretty cool, Ruth. I didn't even know there was roller skating anymore. I had no idea you could even buy a roller skate. It's about 2 a.m. Okay. Yes, that is late. I hope you don't have to work tomorrow. You grew up on the 50s music. It's all your dad listened to, so that's what you listen to. Ian's parents, Ian's dad loves 50 music. When you get in his car, that's all they listen to is the 50s. My mom, I don't really know what my dad's music was because he didn't really talk about music, I don't think. Like, I couldn't tell you what my dad's favorite singer was, but my mom loved her country. My mom loved Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty. Um, oh my God, and she loved Paper Roses. Who sang that song? Paper Roses. God, what was her name? Crystal Gale. Remember Columbia House when you spend 10 cents and you got like 10 different cassette tapes or something, or it was like $1 or something like that? Do you remember that in the 80s, Columbia House? You'd pick out 10 or 12 different cassette tapes and it cost you $1 or something. Oh my God, who sings that song? Patsy Cline. My mom loved Patsy Cline, loved Loretta Lynn, Conway Twitty, Kenny Rogers, Crystal Gale, Tanya Tucker. I'm missing somebody. There's somebody I'm missing. But I grew up with a lot of country growing up. And I remember my aunt had, oh my God, tracks. 8 tracks? Was it called the 8 tracks? Before the cassette tapes, there was it 8 tracks? Is that what it's called? She had one of, can't remember the name of the band, but they sang a song. No, Linda Ronstadt, it wasn't her. Patsy Cline. I think, didn't she come out with Paper Roses? Patsy, was she one of the first ones who sang that song? I don't remember. I don't think it was Linda Ronstadt, though. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, my aunt had the 8 track, yes. And I don't remember what the band was called, but they sang the song Electric Avenue. And that's how I love that song. Going to my aunt's and playing her 8 tracks, I love that song. She also had introduced me to Rod Stewart when I was a little girl because she had that 8 tracks. And she taught me how to dance. Elvis and Buddy Holly fan. Now you know every word. Okay, I gotta scroll down. The 2 young guys on the YouTube channel. Oh, yes, Twins, a new trend. I know, they're pretty cool. I've been watching them since way before they got to 100,000. They're pretty cool. You can bring online skates if you have them or rent the old school roller skates. Oh, interesting, Ruth. I know, right? We have, like, there's so much music that we had when we were growing up because we didn't just have, like, the 80s and the 70s. We had it all the way back, you know? Like Frank Sinatra. Love Frank. I mean, how can you not love Frank, you know? Or, oh, his name was in my head. Dean Martin. Some of the greats. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting that a lot of people watched the Twins. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see their response too, right? I think the Dolly Parton Jolene one really got them on the map when they watched Jolene. So glad roller skating lives on because we used to have so much fun and you were good skaters. We never had roller skating where I grew up. I don't think so. I don't think in my hometown we had roller skating. I know a couple of my friends had roller skates, but I don't think we had a place to go roller skating when I grew up. It was probably there in the 70s, but I don't think there was one in the 80s. I know there was a couple of arcades when I was like in my teens, and even like 8, 9, and 10, there was a couple of arcades, but I couldn't tell you if there was roller skating. I know I never went roller skating, but then again, I never had roller skates. We were poor. We didn't have roller skates. Or like drive-in movies. I know that was like the thing too, right? Never had a drive-in movie in my hometown either. Hi, Yuri. You're enjoying, we're enjoying it, Janet, but after 30 years it was rough getting back into it. Thank God for elbow pads. I'd be dead. Marie Osmond doing Paper Roses. And I think there was somebody else who sang Paper Roses. Handstand Twerk. Couldn't tell ya. Electric by Eddie Grant. Yes, that's who sang it. Your dad had the right track of Peter Frampton Comes Alive in his truck. Always reminds you of him. You wouldn't be able to now, but oh, you would love it. So many good memories, Janet said. Jaja, Elvis, you've been to Graceland. It's a lot smaller, is it? I would love to go to Graceland. And has anyone ever been to Dollyville? Dolly Parton's theme park? Love to go there. Elvis was really never your cup of tea, Cosmic. Used to go to the Terrace in Toronto. Never heard of it, love. Probably is torn down. Your daughter is playing Electric Avenue. She was singing along. That's pretty cool, Nicoletti. You love drive-ins, Brittany. It's coming back. Oh, that's good to hear. Andre, you guys had a roller rink growing up? Yeah, see, I don't think we did in my hometown. I mean, we could have, you know, not saying that we completely didn't 100%, we could have, but I think we were just too poor to go. Roller skating at 46 is a lot more painful than falling at 14. I can imagine, Ruth. But kudos to you, Ruth, for going out and doing it. Your sister was a skater, you never got into it. Hi, Miss Tammy. You didn't have rolling rinks either, just a skating rink? Yeah, we had skating rinks. That's pretty cool, Cosmic. Fleetwood Mac, yes, they're another. We actually seen them in concert, I think twice. Ian and I, Fleetwood Mac. You'd never get back up, Janet. Me too, right, Ruth? Yes, so proud of you, Ruth, for doing that. You know, another great band, if you ever get a chance to see them in concert, if you like the music, Great Big Sea, best concert I think I've ever been to. Loved Great Big Sea. Loved them. We were dancing from the time they started until they stopped, and way after they stopped. Ian and I just danced. Best concert, I swear to God, I think, for a live, you know, upbeat, everybody is happy concert. It was amazing. I think we've seen them like 3 times, Great Big Sea. If you like that kind of music, you know, it's kind of like Celtic kind of music. That's awesome, Ruth. Being the cool aunt. Cosmic, you went to Philadelphia to see the Golden Boys, a bandstand, and you got to meet Fabian. I don't have a clue who they are, love. Never heard of them before. The skating rink was so popular when you were younger that they tore it down. They gave away pieces of the floor in the rink. Wow. The roller skating rink or ice skating rink? We lived in my hometown, lived at the skating rink, at the stadium. That's where you were every weekend, unless it was summertime, you know? But like September until freaking April or May, depending on the weather, you were at the rink. That's where you were every weekend. Whether you played hockey or you did, which we didn't, but that's where you would find us girls. We were at the rink, right? We were at the stadium. It was where it was at. Beach Boys was in my hometown. They were the first real big band that ever came to my hometown, because every year we would have something called the Salmon Festival, where there would be a concert on the Saturday night. And all my life growing up, the concert consisted of like home bands, right? Bands from Newfoundland or from your hometown. And I think it was the year I graduated high school that the Beach Boys came to my hometown, and that started this whole big trend of big bands and big singers coming to my little hometown in Newfoundland to sing a concert. And the year that I took Ian and the kids home, this is back in 2012, we had Aerosmith. They were the big band that year. Great party. The only band you've seen in concert was Bon Jovi. I've never seen them. Tammy, you're so lucky. I would have loved to see Bon Jovi. Def Leppard, would have loved to see them. The one we go to is an old hockey rink, converted to roller rink. That's good, though. That's awesome. With a disco ball. That sounds awesome, Ruth. Your parents' first date was a Beach Boys concert. Oh, that's cool, Brittany. Your sister was always at the skating rink, and her friends would skate, always backwards skate. Aerosmith, right? Aerosmith, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. I'm missing a band. Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith. I'm missing a band. I know I'm missing a couple, but that were kind of like in that era with that same kind of music. I'm missing somebody. The 2 years we've locked away is absolute longest period you've gone without a concert. Guns N' Roses. Yes, Nathan. They were right there in that era, weren't they? Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. It's like there's Styx, Poison. God, I'm picturing this guy's face in my head. White Snake. They were another band of the good old 80s. Poison, yeah. Poison, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses. Ooh, Matchbox 20, Sugar Ray. No, not Brian. Twisted Sister, yeah. Bryan Adams, though, another great singer, right? He's another person that you hear, one of his songs on the radio, you know it's him. And if he came out with a new song, you know it's him. Motley Crew, that was it. Yes, Motley Crew. Foreigner, oh my God. Who was I thinking? Somebody else. Journey. I think Journey. Steve Perry, his voice. I mean, he was the voice. When you hear his songs, and sometimes it could be a long time before you hear his music, right? Unless you play Journey all the time. But you're in a car driving and one of their songs comes on, and still, some of his love songs can still give you goosebumps. His voice is just epic. Love Journey. Geddy Lee's band. Geddy Lee? I don't know. Bonnie Raitt? Is that who you're trying to say, Jaja? The good old days of hair metal. Kiss. Yes. Kiss is another one. Rush. God, we had so many. Phil Collins, another great singer. He was with the band, help me out. What were they called? Phil Collins was in the band. Now I've gone and lost it. Phil Collins. Can't remember the name of the band he was in. Genesis. There you go. That's right. And then I just thought of somebody else too. Crackers. Air Supply. Another great band. Richard Marx. Yes. God, we had so many. Poor kids these days don't have any. All right, everyone. I'm going to start getting ready to take off so I can eat my dinner. I'm starving. I just want to say to the people who were here, that is your first time, thanks for coming. Gowan is another one. God, we were so lucky. We had such great music. Platinum Blonde. Oh, thanks, Andrea. So, yeah, Friday, Sunday. I will be live on Friday night this week, not next Saturday night, but it's going to be next Friday night because Ian's at work. So I'll be live on Friday. So don't forget, Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know, maybe next week we'll talk about the great movies, Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Thank you to people who showed up today. Bye. Don't forget to like on your way out. Bye, everybody. That was fun.